Alright. Cool. Still ticking down. You alright? Okay. Yeah. Looking good, looking good. We're all ready for this. Let's get on with it. Seriously? Just as we were, just as we... Alright. Other person. Here we go. Right, good. Greetings and welcome, fellow contractors. This is my very first review, and I'm going to be doing this on Firewall 0 Hour. Now, all joking aside, this game does have as much good points as it has bad. This game is designed as an online game, and as such comes with all the problems and issues that are associated with online games. Underpopulated lobbies, waiting for the game to start, network issues, server drops, downtime, and of course the dreaded having to deal with other people. However, despite all that, this game has got a lot going for it, and in this re-review we will be looking at the graphics, sounds, gameplay, story, controllers and social aspects of the entire game. Okay, first up we have the graphics. When you can take a moment from dodging bullets and planting bombs to just taking a little look at the cracks in the walls and the dust on the floor, you will notice something. That there is some. And that is because this game aims at the more realistic side of the uncanny valley effects. Everything is very well textured, from your weapons to the surrounding environment. Everything is nicely detailed and really sets the environment for the maps you're about to play in. Although it's not at an extraordinary level that we have seen in other games, this one however does get an A for effort for some of the really nice detail they're putting into here. I wasn't really going to put in sounds because there's not really much you can say for sounds. I mean, the gun goes bang when you fire them, the bombs explode, and you get that little sense of fear and dread when you start hearing the ticking noise to say that there's a nearby landmine somewhere. And the ongoing voice of the voiceover lady that announces when your enemies are down or when your teammates are down, clearly sort of sets the mood of what's going on around you at the moment. But that's it as it goes for sounds. There isn't really too much here that's going on, but what is going on they do take very good effects of. Okay, for gameplay, as an online multiplayer game, it's just a simple meat grinder, as I call it. Now what this means is just basically maps where people gather in and try to kill each other, and one side versus the other side. But you do have two modes that you can play in. You can either play in PvE mode, which is known as training. In this mode you team up as a group of 4 people and you can fight computerized enemies, or you can even say go into solo mode, which I think might be the only offline option here, where it's just you on your own and you go up against constantly respawning weak enemies to try and fulfill objectives. But where the real money comes in is on what's known as contract mode. Now on contract mode is pure PvP. It's 2 teams versus each 2 teams of 4 versus each other, red versus blue. And there isn't much more than this. But when it comes to the PvP mode, you do get a heck of a lot more money and EXP bonuses than what you do from the training mode. However, as you level up, not only do you get more characters available to you, but you can also customize your loadout, using the money you earn to buy better weapons, skins, skills, and so on. It's no Battlefield level of customization, but it's a start. And now on to the story. Now this is an online game only, and I have never played a single online only game that has had a good story built into it. Now calm down before you start saying out all those nasty comments down below. I know there are games out there that try, like Elder Scrolls Online and World of Warcraft. They're both rich in story and lore, but if I want to experience a story in a game, I don't want to be going to the nearest bookstore or Google search just to experience it. Whilst in the game, all I'm asked to do is just kill 100 walls so I can attain the Amulet of Zanzibar or something like that that's supposed to have some sort of deep meaning. No, sorry. There's no real story in here other than you're an immortal contractor that gets given missions to get money. And the reason I say immortal is because in here I seem to die a lot, and yet for all the times that I keep dying, I keep coming back with experience and getting paid for failing over and over again. Right, as for the controllers, as you may have guessed, this game needs the aim controller. You can also use the dual stick controller, but it is nowhere near as effective as using the aim controller. You really need that gun in your hand so you can hold it, walk around and shoot, and just dominate everything really. I also did try this with the move controllers, and it doesn't work with the move controllers, so I'm kind of glad for that, because that would have been appalling. So yeah, aim controllers all the way with this game. Dual stick controller if you haven't got it, so if you don't have the aim controller, you can still play this with the dual stick controller. The social aspects. Now this is a great social game. This game has been the central point for so many people whilst waiting for this for such a long time. We've all been waiting for this game to come out, and even though I said at the beginning of this review that one of the things that you that make it a downside is having to deal with other people, this game really has a wonderful social client list. So many people out there are just great people to work with. I've met so many people that are just wandering in and just say, oh, I've not played this game before, and everyone helps them all out, because, well, none of us have really played this game before really, because it only just came out a couple of days ago, so we're all newbies in here. Also, this game has another social aspect that I haven't seen in other first-person shooters before. Take it for instance that if you die in Counter-Strike, you get sent to the spectator mode, but the people around you cannot hear you unless they're already dead as well. Here in this game, it's also taken that to another level. So when you die in this game, you get put into a sort of camera operator mode, where you can look around all the different cameras, so you become part of the ops team, and if you spot the enemies at certain cameras or at certain key points, you can tell your friends or allies where they need to go. The advantage of this is more people that die on your team, the more spotters you have in the camera rooms that can try and guide the remaining people, the ones that manage to stay alive long enough, to try and kill it. And if you've got a good team, and a good team of spotters, then you can quite easily rule the game with just one person against four. And I have actually seen that before, where everyone was taken down, but we managed to systematically take out the enemy people just by relaying coordinates to the other people. the remaining person that's left on the board. So yeah, the social aspects of this is 2 thumbs up. I've met so many great people that are enjoying this game, who are really loving it, and are really trying to ramp up the social interactivity of this, because it is not just a lone gunman. You can't just go in lone gunman style and try and take out the enemies. You need to work with your team. You need to coordinate. You need people to discuss tactics. See if you're going to put bombs or landmines down in certain areas. You need one person covering one exit whilst one person covers the other exit. And you need to get a flow going with the people that you're working with to be able to make a winning team and a winning combination. And with some of the people that I got when I was playing this, I got that quite a lot. So many people that are very interactive with this game, really trying to get into it. So I think that the social aspects is definitely a plus on this game as well. Now, what do I think of this game overall? Well, to put it simply, if this game was an epic book, the game I played here was just the first 2 chapters. This really is a great game for what it is, but it could be so much more. This game has done so much for the PSVR community. It is the VR multiplayer FPS we have been waiting for, but it is very limited for what's out there. It is no MAG where you have 256 players in one area fighting it out. It is a 4v4 game. It is no Battlefield where you can drive vehicles, have loads of classes, massive loads out with several types of game modes. No, it doesn't have any of that. It only has just two teams, one attacking and one defending. You do have some very limited loadouts, but that is kind of it. However, instead, we have to see this game for what it is. It is a proper 4v4 first-person shooter for the PSVR, and it's the best one that's out there at the moment. I was only going to give this like a 7 out of 10, but because the community that is what really makes this game something special, I am giving it a straight 8 out of 10, and I am very much looking forward to see the future of this game. If they come out with any improvements, DLCs or sequels. Okay, and that has been my review for Firewall 0 Hour. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed creating this. If you disagree with me in any way, or if you think there's anything that I missed out in the game, or if there are any comments that you want to make about this game, please feel free to do so down in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys out there.